Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for September 8th. We're looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair first. This pair moved much lower, broke through previous support areas, did pull back and closed higher for the session. Still moving sideways, biased to sideways. We are bouncing around at the bottom, so to speak, of some very strong support. So I do anticipate this continuing. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 84.44, possibly as low as 82.72. Look for some resistance around 84.15 and look for some support around 83.25. Now looking at the pound US dollar pair, let's take a look at the euro first. Euro USD, we had a really strong day, did pull back, did go a little bit lower back to some previous support, but pulled back, closed higher. We are looking for this pair overall to be moving sideways, potentially going up to 128.38. Possibly down to 125.75. Look for some resistance around 127.75 and look for some support around 126.25. Okay, let's take a look at the pound now. The pound US dollar pair. This pair moved higher, had a pretty good tail on it here at the top, a wick on it rather. Did break through previous resistance, basically went up to even further back previous resistance and then pulled down, moving sideways as you can see overall. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 156.12, possibly as low as 152.50. Look for some resistance around 155.31 and look for some support around 154.25. Okay, now the US Swiss. This pair continues to move to the downside. Today closed up by one pip. Did create a doji bar, so look for a swing to the market, potentially to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 10198, possibly down to 0.9992. Look for some resistance around 10175 and look for some support around 1.0057. Now, as far as news announcements go, we have at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, the Germans are releasing their consumer price index, which of course affects the euro. Year to date, they're showing a hold at 0.9%. They also have their that was the one that's included in the euro. The just straight German CPI is showing that it's held at 1.0%. So a little bit of difference, but not much. We also have the Bank of England releasing their interest rate decision at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is they're going to hold at 0.50%. They also have their asset purchase targets for September being released at 7 as well, and that's showing that it's held at 200 billion. We also have the at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Japanese gross domestic product annualized. They're showing a jump from 0.4% to 1.5%, which could be good news for the yen. They're showing a monthly increase from 0.10% to 0.40%. Now, what am I looking at during the next session? Well, there's a couple things. We do have this doji bar that was created during today's session. If you pull back far enough, we do have some. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer. We have an area here where the market just moves sideways, so I'm going to use that as my top. We could go even further out if we wanted to. Grab your Fibonacci retracement and draw it down. What we're looking for here, then you're going to grab your fan, Fibonacci fan, grab it here, come down, basically the same area. What we're looking for, and it doesn't look like we're going to get there. We're concerned with this box right here. Basically the 2306 to the 38.2 area and the 38.2 to the 50. And basically what we're looking for is a break. You know, if the market does this, looks like we're a couple days early on this one, but if the market were to break up, look for a buy and then look to go ahead and exit when it comes to the top. You can use this setup, by the way, on any time frame. Go to a 5-minute time frame. You can look for setups for this, but for the retracement, we're looking between these two, and for the fan, we're looking for these two. So that's just a good setup to look for, depending on no matter what time frame you're on. Now, the pound US dollar pair on the day time frame has created a swing trade opportunity over the past 3 sessions. We have the swing trade here. The middle bar has a lower low and a lower high than the bars before it and after it. So we take that, draw a trend line, look for a buy at this point on the break of the trend line. Look for it to come on up to the next area of support. Now we have some, or resistance rather, we have some good resistance in this area. If you notice, we have resistance, support, resistance, resistance, and remember it's usually an area and not a specific price. But if you're looking to go to the upside, this would be a good area to do so. Look for a buy and look to bring it on up to this point. Be a fairly significant move. You do need to be aware of this level as well, right about here. That could potentially, it could go up to that point. That's real close to our trend line. So you may want to take the higher mark there and look for it to go on up from there. So just keep that in mind. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.